Let's go Chiefs! A news story recently broke that has sparked a lot of discussion among fans online. I'll tell you everything that happened here. But first, hit the like button and make sure you're subscribed to the channel to get the latest Chiefs updates. Let's talk about what's hot in the league. Can the Chiefs actually defend their Super Bowl title, or are we skating on thin ice this season? Now, we all know that the Chiefs are sitting comfortably at 11-1, holding the best record in the AFC. On paper, that's dominant. But here's the question everyone is asking. Are we really as invincible as that record suggests? Take the Black Friday game against the Raiders, for example. Sure, it was a win, but let's be honest, was it convincing? Patrick Mahomes struggled under pressure for a long time, and while we found a way to pull out a 19-17 victory, it seemed like luck played a big part. Meanwhile, the Broncos, of all teams, have been making waves. They're on an impressive run, going 8-5 after a Monday Night Football win, and are firmly establishing themselves as a playoff contender. Add to that a defense that's hitting its stride and a red-hot Bo Nix under center, and suddenly Denver doesn't look like a team to ignore. Can they really be a threat in the postseason? And speaking of Bo Nix, is it time to reconsider the NFL Offensive Rookie of the Year race? Commanders quarterback Jaden Daniels has been the favorite all season, but Nix is putting up similar numbers on a better team, and his chances are improving by the week. Is the NFL landscape changing in a way that could complicate the Chiefs' path to another Super Bowl? So, Chiefs fans, what do you think? Are we truly a Super Bowl contender, or are there chinks in the armor that we need to patch up fast? And how do you see the Broncos shaping up as a postseason contender? Now, let's get to the latest on the Chiefs' offensive line and the adjustments Andy Reid is making to keep our MVP on his feet. The Kansas City Chiefs may boast an impressive 11-1 record this season, but if there's one area that's been a point of concern, it's the offensive line, specifically the left tackle position. Head coach Andy Reid has faced some challenges in ensuring Mahomes has the protection he needs, and his latest moves show he's not afraid to make bold adjustments. Let's go back to how we got here. The season began with rookie Kingsley Suamataia anchoring the left tackle position. But after struggling against elite competition, most notably the Bengals' Trey Hendrickson in Week 2, Suamataia was benched. Enter second-year player Wanya Morris, who took over the role starting in Week 3. While Morris has had some decent moments, his performance against the Las Vegas Raiders last Friday raised some eyebrows. Mahomes was under constant pressure, and Reid knew changes were needed. Late in the game, Reid made a bold move, moving veteran guard Joe Thuney to left tackle and bringing in Mike Caliendo to fill Thuney's spot at left guard. The adjustment provided some stability, but it left fans wondering if that will be the lineup moving forward. Speaking to the media via Zoom, Reid addressed the situation with his usual candor. Well, that's another one of the options we have. We ended the game that way. I would have preferred to have Joe playing guard because he's pretty good there, but Caliendo's not bad either, so that's a good problem to have. We have some flexibility there as needed. What does this mean for the Chiefs' offensive line going forward? Reid's preference for keeping Thuney at guard suggests this may not be a permanent solution, but it does highlight the team's depth and adaptability. Thuney, a seasoned veteran, is invaluable at left guard, but his versatility to step in at tackle is a testament to his skill and leadership. Meanwhile, Caliendo has proven he can step up when called upon. The biggest question is whether Morris can earn Reid's trust back. At this stage of the season, with the playoffs looming, the offensive line must be at its best to protect Mahomes and ensure the offense runs smoothly. Consistency and reliability will be crucial as the team faces tougher defenses in the coming weeks. Chiefs fans, what do you think of these changes? Should Reid stick with this new lineup or give Morris another chance to prove himself at left tackle? And how confident are you in the offensive line heading into the postseason? Veteran offensive tackle DJ Humphries joined the Chiefs just over a week ago, and there are already rumors that he could step in as the starting left tackle against the Buffalo Bills. During his last press conference, head coach Andy Reid left the door open for Humphries, saying, "If he feels good, then we'll give him an opportunity. If he's not where he needs to be, then don't. We'll see how it goes." Now, this comes after what can only be described as a rough outing for Wanya Morris in Week 13 against the Raiders. Morris surrendered 8 total quarterback pressures, including a sack, and it got to the point where Reid pulled him in the fourth quarter. Joe Thuney, typically our rock-solid left guard, slid to tackle, while Mike Caliendo replaced him at guard. But here's the thing, that's not a sustainable solution. Thuney is an elite guard, and while he can hold his own at tackle, you don't want to compromise the interior of the line for too long. And what about rookie Kingsley Suamataia, who started the season at left tackle? Let's just say he wasn't the answer either. That's where Humphries comes in. If he's healthy and ready, he brings something this offensive line desperately needs: stability. He's got experience, he's proven himself at the pro level, and most importantly, he could be the key to protecting Patrick Mahomes, who has been getting swarmed a bit too often lately. But here's the million-dollar question, Chiefs fans: can Humphries step in and make an immediate impact, or will this be another Band-Aid on a bigger problem? And what do you think of Reid's willingness to shuffle the line mid-game? Now, let's talk about an exciting return for one of our key players, Isaiah Pacheco. In the Chiefs' thrilling 19-17 win over the Las Vegas Raiders, we saw Pacheco back in action for the first time since Week 2 of this season. After months on the sidelines recovering from a fractured fibula, the third-year running back didn't just return, he made a statement. Head coach Andy Reid was vocal about his satisfaction with Pacheco's performance, calling him a bright spot in a tough offensive outing. Reid told reporters, "Yeah, that was great. I thought that was a positive. It was good to give Pacheco some reps. I thought he did a good job when we had the opportunity to run." Despite the lengthy absence, Pacheco showed no signs of rust. He carried the ball 7 times, racking up 44 yards, the highlight being a 34-yard burst that electrified the offense. His numbers matched those of Kareem Hunt, who has filled in admirably during Pacheco's recovery, but the explosiveness he brought was undeniable. However, the Chiefs didn't rely heavily on the running game overall. Reid admitted that the team struggled to establish a ground attack against a determined Raiders defense. With just 14 combined carries for Pacheco and Hunt, Reid chose to focus on a short passing game that seemed to be more effective, at least into the red zone. Reid explained, "We weren't doing too well with that. The way they were playing, bringing an extra guy in, I felt like we were better off with a short passing game, which was working. We were getting up and down the field, but we struggled in the red zone." For Pacheco, just being back on the field was a victory in itself. During his post-game press conference, he shared his gratitude for the support he received from his teammates and coaches during his recovery. He gave a special shout-out to Kareem Hunt, saying, "Hat tip to him for stepping up. It's been a tough race. He's been incredible leading the room. Everyone's been following the leaders." He also reflected on how he prepared for this moment, stressing the importance of staying sharp, "The biggest thing for me, just nailing down the details in the meeting room for when I get the opportunity to go out and show my skill. Focusing on the details, the chips, the checkdowns, just the little things that would make my game a little bit better today." And in classic Pacheco style, he expressed what it meant to be back in action. "It was awesome to have that moment, to have that contact again. I've been missing that. I was angry, so being able to get that anger out on the field was a blessing." Chiefs fans, what do you think of Pacheco's return? Are you excited to see what he can do as we head into the postseason? And do you agree with Reid's decision to rely on the passing game, despite the difficulties in the red zone? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss an update.